to today's game between the Richland Rams and your Bald Eagle area Eagles. First, the starting lineup for the Richland Rams, coached by Greg Burke. Starting at guard, a 6'1" senior, number 2, Johnny Kutchman. A 5'11" senior, guard, number 12, Jack Lumley. 6'1" senior, shooting guard, number 13, Austin Town. 6'2" freshman, forward, number 44, Colin Instone. And a 6'5" senior, forward, number 33, Ryan Hall. Now for your Bald Eagle area Eagles, coached by the Bill Butterworth, and the best dressed coach in Center County is his assistant, Ryan Dyke. A 5'11" senior, guard, number 3, Brandon Barniak. 5'10" senior, guard, number 4, Trey Butterworth. 6' senior, forward, number 5, Dan Hockenberry. 5'10" senior, guard, number 15, AJ Onder. And a 6'4" senior, forward, number 52, Noah Chambers.
All right, we're live from Bald Eagle. This broadcast brought to you live by Eagle Ambassadors, live on YouTube at www.youtube.com/user BEA Ambassadors. The Eagles are coming in off a win last night, first win of the season over Phillipsburg by 12, 71-59. 5 seniors will start out the game again tonight for the Eagles. That's been since day one for Bill Butterworth. Richland comes in here very big, 2-0 on the season with a 16-point win last night over Forest Hills. The Eagles would like to get a winning streak started after breaking that losing streak from last season. Oh, I think it would date back to January of last season, as they handed Phillipsburg their 53rd consecutive loss last night. And we're going to the tip. Controlled by the Eagles. Butterworth hard to the bucket. Tough shot off and Onder with the rebound and put back. No good. He'll go to the line for 2. Not often we win the tip around here, Les, especially when the guy on the other team 6'5", 6'6".
Well, that's a good start.
A good start at the free throw line. We're shooting 50% as a team from the foul line. Me and Brett joked about it last night. Seemed like everybody come up made 1 of 2 all night long, just like the season. And right on cue, we're 1 for 2 from the line. For 3, rebounded by Richland. Inside to the freshman, Colin Instone. And Richland will take a 2-1 lead. Eagles walk it up. Straight man-to-man from Richland. Barniak to Onder. Out top to Hockenberry to Chambers on the wing. He's going to pull up for 3. Shots off. Onder with the rebound. We got a foul on number 2, Johnny Kutchman. That'll be his first team, or his second, team second. That's a big foul. Last night, Kutchman scored 24 in their win over Forest Hill, so it could be a bonus for the Eagles. Keep him in foul trouble here early. Butterworth in the corner for 3, and it's off. Rebounded by Richland, and they'll push the ball up court. Steal by Butterworth on the wing. He's going for the layup. Left hand and in. Nice defensive play there.
Yeah, they have to, you figure Richland going to try to work the ball inside with all the size they have?
You would think so. I mean, they definitely have the height advantage. The Eagles are starting out in a 2-3 zone to try and pack it in there and help. For three, Richland miss. Rebound tipped out of bounds. It'll be white ball off of Richland. Yeah, the game last night, I mean, although the Eagles did get in the 70s there late in the game, seemed like we played at a very slow pace, and we're that way again to start. But Butterworth into Chambers, back out for three, and he's off the mark again. Onder with the save and thrown out of bounds. It'll be Richland ball.
So Richland's had 2 trips down, and both times they've put up threes. That's sort of not what we had thought. I know it's early on, but
yeah, I didn't expect that at all with their height. I'm sure eventually they're going to have to try and find a way to pound it in. But the Eagles are helping out too. We've come down there, and I think three of our first 4 shots have been from 3-point range as well, and they're in man-to-man. A lack of patience. Baseline. That's going to be tough to stop in the paint there. Number 33, Ryan Ball, with a nice drop step move to the bucket. Chambers on the wing, and we're going to continue to chuck up threes as Chambers misses his second one, and Butterworth will pick up a silly foul reaching around. 4-3, Richland, 5:50 to go in the first period.
now with the Eagles shooting all the threes here, you'd think, no, I know they can't work it inside as much because of height, but also we're giving away the rebounds. So it's sort of, if we're not on, it could be a long afternoon.
Yeah, it's going to be a one-and-done shot attempt every time down the floor. They haven't really gotten into their offense set. Wow, I think he may have got away with a push-off inside there.
I believe you're right.
Definitely a clearer out, but that's going to be 2 more for Ryan Ball in the post. The Eagles going to have to try and attack the basket a little bit, at least. Nice backdoor cut by Onder with the left hand, and he gets it to go.
That was
Richland
a nice
pushes
shot.
the ball up. Very nice shot by Onder. Richland is called for dribbling the ball on the out-of-bounds line, and the Eagles will take over on a turnover. On the bright side, the Eagles haven't had a turnover. Butterworth's shot's blocked going down the lane. Richland pushes it down the floor, and Colin Instone will get his second bucket of the night on transition. They're going to call a hand check on the wing on number 12, Caleb Burke, who came into the game, I believe, for Austin Towns, or as you were, Johnny Kutchman. That'll be their 3rd team foul. Hockenberry on the top to Chambers on the wing. Butterworth backdoor cut. Nice pass by Chambers. Can't get the tough lay in to go. Onder with the rebound. Passes to Butterworth, and he draws the foul. He'll go to the line for 2.
Now, what do you make of both teams playing last night? No, we didn't have to travel, but Richland did. Is that any?
It definitely, I would give us the advantage, but still to turn around and have to play, 12 hours, not even 12, because that game last night didn't get over until 9:45 at night. So, they're till they get home, get settled in. Second free throw's up and good. And then to turn around, Richland probably has well over an hour drive to get here. They're up above Johnstown, I believe. In the corner. Back on the wing up top to number 23, Tyler Paul, who's into the game for Richland. Eagles defense is staying active in the zone. Keeping the ball on the perimeter. There'll be a 3-point attempt for Richland. That one's good for number 13, Austin Towns.
So maybe Richland's using the reverse psychology. Everyone expects them to go inside. They're going to stay outside.
They seem pretty content to shoot the long ball there. We got a foul on number 12, Jack Lumley. That'll be his first, team's 5th. Yeah, that has to be the Bold Eagles' advantage unless the shots continue to fall for Richland. Onder on the drive on the baseline, can't get it to go. Rebounded by Richland, and they'll push the ball in transition. Looks like they really like to run despite their size. And they're going to pull up for three in the corner, and it's Lumley again. His second consecutive three will give Richland a 14-6 lead. Butterworth in the front court, swings past tip to Barniak. Nice take by Brandon Barniak, his first two of the game. And Richland is really trying to pick the pace up. In the corner again to Lumley. He chooses not to shoot, dumps it into the back out, pump fake, swinging around. Good ball movement by Richland for three, 23. Tyler Paul, his first three of the game. Butterworth tries to dump it in, tipped out to Onder. He tries to dribble in. Hockenberry with a rebound and a put in. I believe that may be his first basket of the season, 4 games in. More of a rebounder than scorer. Barniak applying the pressure. There's a bad pass. It gets away, but Richland recovers into the corner again. And Lumley is absolutely on fire.
Someone's got to step out on him. One of these trips down.
Yeah, they may have to come out of the zone despite the size difference and try and face guard him on the perimeter if he's going to shoot like that all night. Onder, mid-range jumper is good from the foul line. Nice pull-up shot there by Onder to keep us within 8, 20-12 with 2:20 to go in the first quarter.
Problem is we're giving up a point every trip down. We're matching them buckets, but it's
gotta find a way to get a defensive stop. I totally agree with that. I think they've scored on 5 consecutive possessions, and Hockenberry's going to pick up a foul. It'll be his first, team second. And Richland will sub in number 34, Travis Hardison, 6'3" sophomore. He'll come in for Colin Instone, his first action of the night.
Seems like everybody they bring in is a 6-something.
Yeah, I'm looking over the roster. There aren't many that are under the 6-foot mark. They may have 3 guys listed at 5'11". On top, Richland with the ball to the corner. And there's Lumley with a nice drive. Ball tipped around. He comes up with his own rebound after that. Another 3-point attempt by Richland, and good again by number 13, Austin Towns. It's his second 3 of the game.
So they've got 3 out there that can shoot.
Yeah, they're Barniak on the wing. Dribble penetrates. Kicks it back out to Onder. Dribbles around. Picks up his dribble. He's stuck. Chambers on a backdoor cut. Tipped away by Richland and out of bounds. Eagles will maintain possession under their bucket. And here comes Eagles' first sub of the night. And it'll be number 30, freshman Parker Hildebrand in the game for Daniel Hockenberry.
So far, it looks like we're not afraid to go after it or work the ball inside.
No. We're trying to get to the bucket. Started out there shooting it from everywhere, and now we're trying to get to the bucket. Nice pass on the inbounds to Chambers, and he can't get the chip shot to fall, but he will get to the line for 2. Got to find a way to make these foul shots. Every free point bonus here. And we're a minute 22 to go in the first quarter, and the Eagles are 1 foul away from getting into the bonus for the rest of the half. So they're going to have to start being a little more aggressive going to the bucket and then make these free throws count.
As
Chambers
tough as they are
misses the second. Tipped out Onder for 3, and he hits a 3-pointer.
As tough as those are to make, you'd think they would change the name from free to something else.
Absolutely, because for Bald Eagle, there's nothing free about it. We're right on our average at 50. We're 3 for 6 from the line. Eagles trail 23-16, 1:19 to go in the first quarter. Pass it into the top of the key. We got another sub in there. Brady Thomas, fresh in off the bench, throws an errant pass out of bounds. That'll be a turnover on Richland. And the ball will be given to the Eagles. Need a bucket here to tighten this game back up. 23 points is a lot of points to give up in a quarter. They're going to have to pick it up defensively. Butterworth on her screens, pops out for three, head fake, dribble penetrates, step back, long off the rim and rebounded by Richland. Here they come in transition. Nice defensive play by Butterworth as he tips it away.
The last shot down, the Eagles had 2 under the bucket. Richland had 4. It's going to be hard to, not only the height, but also the numbers.
Yeah, this is a very big Richland team. I can't get over the size. I mean, we see some nice size in our league. I mean, you got Zach Engel over at Penns Valley at 6'7", and then you go into Tyrone with Politza, and you got some size there. But it seems like every team's like us. Everybody has that 6'3", 6'4" guy, and here we are against Richland. They got 3 or 4 of them. First he called a jump ball, and then he changed his mind and went to the hold. He's going to call the foul on Barniak. That'll be his first, team's 4th, I believe. Team's 3rd.
What makes you change your mind when you go
I'm not real sure, because he went right with the thumbs up saying jump ball and then changed his mind, and Coach Butterworth is questioning that himself. They're going to call 34 from Richland. Trevi Hardison on the foul, trying to clear out space to get the inbounds. Maybe a makeup call on that for the.
I was just going to ask if there is such a thing.
I believe there is at times. I've seen it happen at least once this season already. Barniak on the wing. Dribble penetrates, kicks it out to Parker Hildebrand, who shoots a 3. Nice shot by the freshman. That was a big shot. Eagles are within 4 with 30 seconds to go. Richland with the ball in the corner. Double team by Butterworth and Hildebrand. Gets out of the double team, back on the wing. Back to that corner. Dribbles baseline. Floater is good. That's a tough shot. Got to stop from getting baseline on that. Butterworth comes up, dribbles. Nice pass to Barniak. You can't make the lay-in. Rebounded by Richland. That's a tough one, because you're going to give up a shot before the end of the quarter. And it's a step-back 3, long off the iron. And at the end of one quarter, we got Richland with a 25-19 lead. Coach Butterworth, I'm in that huddle going, does somebody want to play defense here right now? They're on pace to put 100 points on us. 19's not a bad amount of points to score for yourself, but you can't give up 25, that's for sure.
Well, and the threes are what's if they can limit Richland's threes and then pick some up on our own. Honestly, if you looked at it halfway through the quarter, you'd have thought you'd have taken the 6-point deficit at the end of the quarter.
Absolutely. It didn't look like it was going to go that way there when they jumped out 14-6. And just got to get a couple stops, get back to even, and then play the basketball game the way they know how. They got 4 seniors on the board, on the floor for the Eagles. They got to look up at that scoreboard and see that there's 7 fouls and not shy away from the contact and start attacking the bucket here. Get as many free ones as you can, extend the game, score some points without the clock moving.
And improve on that 50%.
Absolutely. We got to. We're going to win this game. Not often you see a team get in the bonus in the first quarter, and you gonna have to take advantage of that. So on the floor for the Eagles, we got Butterworth, Barniak, Noah Chambers, A.J. Onder, and the freshman Parker Hildebrand. And there's an errant pass. Oh, and they're going to say that pass was tipped. He wasn't looking. For Richland, we got number 2 back in the game, Johnny Kutchman, with his 2 fouls. Number 12, Jack Lumley. 13, Austin Towns. 34, Trevi Hardison. And the big guy inside, number 33, Ryan Ball. Swings to Hardison in the corner. He dumps it in and then cuts. Nice play by Chambers there. Deflects the pass, but Richland still has the ball. On top, down inside the ball for the short jumper. Rebound by Hildebrand. Outlet to Butterworth, and they're pushing in transition on her. And smart move, take to the bucket. Good job by A.J. Onder there. Got to go at him here.
I was going to say they took your advice. They weren't shying away from it.
Don't settle for that jump shot. There's a jumper by Richland off, and Hardison.
Whoa.
Just physical inside. And there's going to be an offensive foul on number 33, I believe. away from the ball. He shoves Butterworth under the bucket. That's a bonus for the Eagles.
It looked like he went in there, almost like he went in there swinging. I know he didn't, but
Yeah, it definitely was a clear push. Onder is going to be aggressive and take it to the bucket again. Nice move by A.J. Onder, and he's having himself a night here. 12 points here in the first half. We got a 2-point game. The Eagles have picked it up defensively. Back to the corner up top. There's Kutchman for three. And I don't think you're going to be able to let him shoot that one that open.
problem is they have 3 of those shooters out there. It's
Butterworth Onder in the corner. He kicks it out for Barniak. Short jumper off the iron and rebounded by Richland. Here comes Kutchman in transition, and he'll lay it in. And just like that, Richland's back out to a 7-point lead. Chambers in the corner, tries to go baseline. Nice play defensively. Tipped away by Hardison. It'll be Eagle ball on the baseline. Jordy Jones will make his first appearance in for Brandon Barniak. To Butterworth in the corner for three, and that one's going to be short. Rebounded by Onder. He kicks it back out to Butterworth, tipped away by Richland. Inbounds up top to Chambers. Don't settle for jumpers. Let's start attacking the bucket here, Eagles. Hildebrand to Onder in the corner. Up top to Butterworth. He's going to go hard to the bucket with a floater. Can't get the floater to fall, but he will get to the line for two.
And more importantly, the bonus. Push.
Yes. Well, that foul will be on number 13. That'll be his first, team's 9th. And the Eagles got to realize now definitely they got to look up there and know they're in the double bonus for the rest of the half. And the first one is up and good by Butterworth. See if we can get somebody to make 2 in a row for a change for the Eagles. And he does. Knocks down the second one to cut the lead to 5, 30-25 Richland. Eagles are doing a nice job inside on the post. Finally really keeping the ball out of the post, but it's a shooting that of Richland that's really gotten the majority of their points. Travel turnover called on Richland. Eagles come up, screened by Onder. Butterworth wants to shoot the three again, and he finally finds his range. Knocks in a three, and that'll pull the Eagles within 30-28 with 5:34 to go in the first half. And Richland's coach is going to call a timeout, and he doesn't look happy with something there. He's a little upset. I think he.
Yeah, they might be able to hear him at home.
Yeah, he seems a little upset with how open Butterworth got off the screen.
You know what though? In credit to him, he gets that shot off quick. He doesn't need a whole lot of takeoff room.
No, he has a very quick release, and he's been struggling a little bit from out there. Maybe that one will get him going. And again, just a quick announcement there. This live streaming broadcast is brought to you by the Eagle Ambassadors. You can watch all of Bald Eagle sporting events home live on YouTube at the Eagle Ambassador channel. Those games are also taped and on there permanently. You can watch throughout the season, go back through and catch anything you might have missed. And here we come out of the timeout. Richland has the ball, and Kutchman will walk the ball up the floor. Eagles still hanging out in that 2-3 zone. They are extended out a little bit to the shooters. Chambers with a nice defensive play there. We got a little out of position there. They did have the post player coming down the middle wide open, but Chambers was able to tip that one away.
Richland not using too many subs thus far.
I think they brought a total of 12 kids on the bus. They have two guys that play a lot of minutes that are injured. They're down there on the end setting in T-shirts and shorts. Just put in the post there. Butterworth come up, Onder sets the screen. He tries to go, and there's an offensive foul by Butterworth. Leading with the elbow. And that'll be his second foul and the Eagles' fourth team foul.
Coach is very vocal for Richland. You probably hear him
12
leading
has
in.
not left the post. He finally walks out of the paint. And there's a foul by Honor. Maybe not a bad foul there. They got caught on a back door from the short corner by the freshman, Colin Instone. He'll go to the line for 2. That'll be Honor's first foul. First one is no good. Got to have this rebound if you're the Eagles. Justify that foul underneath and get you possession of the ball back. Second shot is up and it's off, and Parker Hildebrand, the freshman, pulls down a strong rebound. Jordy Jones pushes the ball up the floor to Honor in the corner for 3, and that one is swatted into the first row of the bleachers. Now you know they're going to get off their feet. Now you throw the pump fake at them and go baseline. Inbounded to Butterworth on top. Chambers tries to set the screen. Nothing going to Hildebrand on the wing. He's going to work with the dribble. Picks it up. Donder to Butterworth. He's going to go baseline. Nice head fake and can't get it to go. Chambers with a tip that won't go, and here comes Richland in transition. Pulled it out of the 4-on-2 break. They're looking for their shooters. And Honor will pick up a second foul there after a long rebound on the 3. That'll be Honor's second foul of the night.
They're just, as you said, I hate to keep harping on, but they're just so big everywhere.
Yeah, their guards are even tall and long. Butterworth out there shaking his head on the floor after that last miss. There's another three-pointer by Kutchman, and that'll stretch the lead back out to 7 again. Every time the Eagles seem like they got this game reeled in there, they drop another big 3. Wander on top, fakes. Hands off to Butterworth. He's at the red line. Calling for a screen from Chambers, nothing. Goes to try and run the screen and roll with Chambers. Ball's tipped away by Richland. Coach Butterworth calling his inbounds play for the Eagles under the bucket.
Outside of Chambers, we really don't have size to match up inside.
Now, Butterworth with a mid-range jumper knocks it down. Look at 33 and a half minutes to go in the first half. Jones tries for a steal, and here comes Richland. Seems like they got shooters everywhere, and there's Kutchman in the corner again for 3. And I'd love to know what their percentage is right now, but I'm guessing they're shooting around 70% at least from out there. Butterworth goes to work on a dribble. Step back is blocked by Kutchman. Onder. And there's a breakaway layup for Richmond, and that'll put them up 10. And Coach Butterworth's going to go for a call for a timeout there to try and regroup before this gets away from them at halftime. But like we said, 40 points already with 2:59 to go. The Eagles will put up 30 themselves, but we got to find a way defensively to come up with some stops.
Yeah, it just seems their percentages of shooting across the board, Richland that is high. But it's the three-pointers, it's the not taking advantage on our end of the free throws, and that transition game of Richland, I don't know that we can be in a track meet with them, and well, you see what happens.
Yeah, we're not able to keep up at this point. As big as they are, they're still getting up and down the floor way better than the Eagles at this point. But we're in the double bonus. We've been in a bonus since nearly 2 minutes ago in the first quarter, and the Eagles have only shot 8 foul shots. I think we're settling for some jump shots that we probably don't need to at this point. Extend the game, attack the basket, try and get some fouls. And the Eagles will stay on the floor with Butterworth, Onder, and Chambers, along with sophomore Jordy Jones and freshman Parker Hildebrand. And it looks like Richland is got their original starting 5 on the floor as well here. Butterworth walks up the floor to Chambers on the wing. He's going to go baseline. They're going to get him with the hand check, and that's exactly what we need right there. Put the ball on the floor, see what we can do going to the bucket.
There's still plenty of time, too.
Yeah, we just got to keep this close going into the half here. 2:52 to go. 10 points isn't hard to make up in a half. I mean, we're scoring. And their first free throw is good by Chambers.
But as you said, down by 10, that means you've got to get defensive stops and make good on your end. If not, you can't go bucket for bucket.
Got to take advantage of it. And there's another 1 for 2 from the foul line for the Eagles. Corner, tough one on Onder there. Kutchman thought he was fouled. Ball inside, and they're going to get Chambers, I think, on the elbow there. They do get Chambers, but that'll be his first. That's team 7th. So Richland's in the bonus for the remainder of the half as well. Barniak is getting ready to check back in, along with Hawkenberry for the Eagles. Yeah, maybe the free throw line's the one weak spot for Richland.
I was just about to say that. I think that's their first miss.
They didn't miss many threes. They got a way higher percentage from beyond the arc than they do at that so-called free throw line. Ball's second shot is up and good. And the lead is at 10, 41-31. Butterworth brings the ball up the floor for the Eagles. I hand it off to Barniak. Dribbles. Picks it up, stuck with it, finally hands it off to Onder, and he's going to go hard to the bucket. He can't draw the foul, but he looks upset with no call there. And, you know, he worked hard to get the ball in there. And there's another 3 by Richland. It's off the mark and tried to save it. Hits off the back of the backboard to give the Eagles possession here. So there's 2 possessions in a row the Eagles could have narrowed the lead and failed to get any points out of it. Butterworth to Onder. He's going to pump fake. Butterworth pulls up from way downtown. And he's off the mark again. And here he comes in transition. Butterworth with a nice steal and tip away. Here he comes in transition. Onder with possession. No call under there. Onder with another rebound. Tipped away, and there's Richland in transition again. And they'll get another fast break layup, and things are getting a little more physical down there. Butterworth lost a little concentration, and he looks a little frustrated. That was a walk right there.
Well, they're letting a lot go now.
Yeah, all of a sudden the whistles have been put in the pocket. Chambers with a blocked shot.
The only problem with letting it go like this is
things start to get a little...
Well, then they start going back to the cheap calls, and you don't know what they're going to call.
Right. Players don't know what to expect. If you're going to call it, call it. And if not, and there's another three-point attempt by Richland, and that'll be Onder's 3rd foul. And he's going to have to check out of the game. It's like Parker Hildebrand's going to check in as Onder and Kutchman. Kutchman having some words there. And Onder will take a seat with 59 seconds to go and 3 fouls. And he makes the first one.
It just seems like you look up, it's a 5-point, it's a 7-point. Now it's out to 13, but it just doesn't take long.
That wild transition there, you look up and you're down 14 with 59 seconds to go when you were down 7. And maybe some calls that could have been made that weren't. Butterworth to Onder, or Chambers, Barniak to the bucket. And now they're going to try and tighten it back up here in the final 50-some seconds of the game as they call the hand check on the freshman Colin Instone, number 44. That'll be his 2nd foul. So Richland does have 3 players with 2 fouls here as well in the first half. Barniak makes the first one.
Now, as a coach, as we're sitting here watching it, that running back and forth, and next thing you know, the 7 jumps to 14. How, as a coach, is that as easy to miss? I mean, you get caught up in the game.
You do, and there's another one.
And not that he could have stopped it.
Absolutely. I mean, anything you can do is try and call a timeout to try and calm your guys down. But there's Richland again from 3, 48-32. They're unconscious there. Butterworth pulls up, head fakes, gives to Chambers. Now he's going to let one fly from 3, and we've started settling way too much from the 3-point line, being in a double bonus. And the coaching staff definitely has to address that. With a senior-laden team, they got to understand that every possession counts. Get to the foul line. Sometimes you don't get the call. That don't mean it's not going to happen.
But you keep pushing.
And that'll be Kutchman's third, and he has a couple words with the referee.
And he's not the one you want to have words with.
No, Scott's going to talk to him there and say,
I don't know how they can say it shouldn't have been a call. I mean, I understand there's some calls that are questionable, but
I was surprised there that Mr. Johnson let that one get away there. Hockenberry misses the first. He's not usually one to allow a player to even question what his call was. As a parent and former coach, he's not apt to anybody really questioning him. Been there, done that. Here comes Richland in transition. They're going to pull just inside the 3-point line. He's going to hit a 2 before the buzzer. And just like that, the Eagles go from 7 points down to 18 at the half, 50-32. And they got to figure out a way to slow this shooting red-hot team down from Richland, because 50 points in a half, we're on pace to see them put 100 up in our gym, and that's not going to please many people, especially Coach Butterworth. So we're going to go to break here. 50-32 Richland over the Eagles at halftime. And we're live back at Bald Eagle here. Start the second half. This broadcast brought to you by Eagle Ambassadors, the YouTube channel for Bald Eagle area. YouTube search Eagle Ambassadors to watch all games, home games live. And the Eagles will inbound, trailing by 18 here to start the second half.
So what adjustments do you think they make at halftime here?
Spoke to a couple of the guys down there on the bench. Barniak shots off. Chambers will tie it up, but the possession there is Richland. A lot of the talk was what we mentioned up here about having some common sense when you're in the bonus to not settle for that long jump shot. You know, you're on pace to score 64 points yourself, but you're also defensively on pace to give up 100. So a lot of the talk was trying to get to the shooters, and they're going to call 3 seconds there. And I had mentioned that in the first half there about the young man standing in there to start the offense, and they finally called that one.
Yeah, at one point I thought he was eating a sandwich in there.
Yeah, he definitely pitched a tent. He was going to hang around here at Bald Eagle for a while. Onder dribble, steps in off the side of the backboard with that one. Not a good start for the Eagles here, and there's going to be a foul on Hockenberry from behind. That'll be his second foul. Eagles first of the half.
So at halftime, no mention of possibly breaking fingers on that Richland shooters.
I joked with them down there at the bench about Richland came out with less than a minute to go in the warm-up period, and they said, what could they possibly be discussing? They're on pace to score 100 points. I said, they're probably icing the arms down because they're so tired from making all those threes. I didn't get many chuckles out of them down there. They didn't really even find me amusing, but, what can you do? Like I said, I went down and checked the book. They made 9 3-pointers in that first half, and I didn't see a shot chart, but my guess would be they were probably 9 of 16, so well over 50%. And now Richland's being very patient against his zone. Up 18. Very good decision on the coaching part, saying, be patient, get what they give us. Eagles look a little frustrated. Coach Butterworth tells them to stretch it out. Hockenberry with a tip when just can't catch a break as they tip it right back to Richland.
How long it is do you think till high school implements the shot clock?
It's just a matter of time. Pennsylvania's one of just a few left, I believe, that don't have some sort of shot clock. And there's another foul on Hockenberry. That'll be his third. This one will be a shooting foul. I would like to see it.
Well, this was the first year for football that we had the play clock.
Absolutely.
And I actually thought that made a better game.
I think it does.
I know there was always one there, but now they could see it, and I thought it got them moving.
It does. It would pick the pace of the game up. Nothing against some coaches' styles, but reading in the paper this morning, Penns Valley and Bellefonte played a barn burner over at Rec Hall last night with a final score of like 33-29, and I did see Bellefonte and Huntington both play. Bellefonte and Huntington, and Bellefonte is very
meticulous.
Yes. I believe Coach Hazel had 8 different plays that he ran, and all in sequence that he decided that he was going to be very patient in his offense. And Penns Valley is always nice turnaround jumper by Chambers. Maybe that'll get him rolling here in the second half. That's his first bucket of the game. But when you put Penns Valley and Bellefonte with their 2 coaching styles on the floor, you're going to end up with a very low-scoring game. Butterworth with another steal. Dribbles away from the pressure, and he's going to go, dumps it in to Onder. Nice lay-in by Onder to start the half there. A little bit of life by the Eagles. Good to see that they're not just going to roll over. Going to try and fight back from this deficit. But, I also think that slow-down style sometimes will give a team that isn't as talented as you an opportunity to hang around. I think Penns Valley is very talented with Pierce and Engel and Ben Alexander, and Chambers is going to pick up his second foul inside, but they're very athletic, and sometimes that pace allow a team that doesn't have as much talent to hang around. And you know, not that Bellefonte doesn't have talent, but you keep the game close where one shot can be the difference. And maybe Coach Butterworth should implement the hack-a-shack philosophy down here. I think that's about the only place I've seen Richland miss a shot was at the free throw line, but every time I say that, they make the next one. So,
and right on
right
cue.
on cue.
And it was funny, 44, that's Colin Instone. He's a 6'2" freshman.
Right. They must grow them big up there in Richland. Outlet to Barniak. Butterworth's going to pull up for a deep three, and it's short. Rebounded by Hockenberry to Barniak, and they'll reset their offense. Chambers to Onder. Nice cut by Chambers. Nice feed by Onder. Nice teamwork there. Nice movement. Nice passing. Eagles cut it back to 15.
Now the game that the Eagles are playing today, that's going to suit them well in the league that we play. Maybe not necessarily a team like Richland. Am I safe in saying that?
Yeah. There's a cheap one on Onder, and that's going to be foul number 4. Wow. I've seen some fouls, but we're going to get a little carried away on the hand checking, I guess. And then we don't get the sub in time, so Onder's going to have to be careful. And there's a 3 by Kutchman, and just like that. Chambers in the paint. He's off, long off the back iron, and here comes Richland back out in front by 18. You were saying about playing a team like Richland and, coaching with Coach Butterworth all those years. We've always had a very tough non-conference schedule.
Well,
Onder's going to get fouled on the putback. And here's Richland, traditionally one of the better teams in our district at AA, District 6 AA. And you come in and you got a measuring stick. If you play well enough during the season to get the districts, you kind of know what to expect. And, Bill's never one to shy away from playing anybody that he thinks will make his team better. And sometimes you have to play the better competition to get better.
Well, and Coach Paterno used to say you learn more from any loss than you will a win. So.
Absolutely. Onder hits them both before he checks out. Jordan Jones into the game. Eagles down 16. So Onder goes to the bench leading the Eagles with 16 points, 4 fouls. We're not going to see him for at least, I would guess, another 6 minutes. There's another 3 from Kutchman, and this one's off. Rebounded, kicked out. They're swinging the ball. There's ball from the corner. Rebounded by Chambers. He outlets to Butterworth. All alone. He's going to pull up and let it fly again, and it's short, but rebounded by Hildebrand. Wild shot. What? He's claiming it hit the cable above the backboard, so.
Usually they move after they get hit. That one remains. Maybe it is moving. I don't know. Anyway.
I can't see. My eyes aren't that good, Les.
Well, mine are only because I'm wearing my glasses today. And you said about that Penns Valley Bellefonte game up there last night.
No.
That play is, or that game, I don't think Rec Hall's unfamiliar with that style of play, are they?
No, I don't think so. I think, you go back to the Bruce Parkhill days and walking up the floor style that Penn State has played. They've gotten much better.
Absolutely. Well, they just had a return to Rec Hall recently.
Butterworth with a turnover there on a bad pass to Chambers. And here comes Richland. Nice defense by Brandon Barniak, and they're going to have to call a foul on that eventually, reaching in. And that one's going to be on number 33, I believe.
No, they're giving.
Oh, no, they give it to Kutchman. That'll be his 4th, and he's going to have to go back to the bench.
Now, there's an example. 33 and 2 were both locked up with him. Mr. Johnson's the one who gives that foul. words earlier for number 2. Is there something there?
Right.
Maybe, maybe not.
Could
I mean,
I-
they could have given a foul to either one.
Absolutely. They both had arms wrapped
Yep.
around them. It's just a matter of Butterworth with the feed to Chambers, and he can't get it to go inside. Rebound by Richland. Here comes ball in transition. He can kick it back out for 3. And that will be long off the iron and out of bounds. Eagles ball trailing by 16, 2:15 to go here in the third. They gotta start taking advantage of some of these misses, get back in the game. Butterworth kicks it out to Hildebrand. To Barniak. He's going to hand off to Butterworth. Nice ball fake by Chambers. Can't get it to fall. He's going to go. Oh, looks like he might have got it on the arm there, and no call. Chambers gets the ball stolen away from him. Another 3 that doesn't go, and put back no good. And they're going to get.
Jake Chambers.
He's a little frustrated there. They call that one on Hildebrand, so that saves Chambers from his third. A little bit of frustration here by the home team. Couple trips down here with a chance to cut into the 16-point lead. And first free throw is good for Richland, but unable to put anything in the bucket right now. They're getting some decent looks, some nice post moves inside by Chambers. We just can't get the ball to go in the hole right now. Makes the second one. Lead is back to 18, 58 to 40. Butterworth to Hildebrand. He's going to go hard to the bucket and draw the foul. I like the aggressiveness by the freshman there. Not intimidated at all.
You would like to have seen them do that at the end of the first half when they already had him in trouble.
Absolutely. Nice smooth release from the free throw line.
He shoots backwards, or is that just because he's left-handed?
I think it's just because he's left-handed. And he hits both of them. Maybe the leading free throw shooter for the Eagles. This is Butterworth on a steal. Dishes to Jordan Jones. Nice fade, but won't get it to go. And that one's tipped out of bounds by Chambers. Richland ball. And again, there we are. We come up with a steal and a turnover. And come down with a chance to cut into the lead. And just can't put the ball in the hole today. I know Coach Butterworth and company are frustrated down there, as well as some of the Eagles. Butterworth with another up. Almost come up with another steal there, and here come. And that'll be Chambers' third. It'll be a tough decision by Coach Butterworth there with 3 fouls. I mean, down 16.
We'll put you on the spot here. What's the what are the Eagles' shooting percentage? And what's it average been this year?
As a team, they are shooting low 40s. I want to say 42 or 43% from the floor after last night's game, which not horrible, but definitely not great considering we've had a lot of easy shots in the paint and in transition that we failed to put in the hole. That'll kill your average. And 3-point wise, we have been horrific. And this fella out here with the stripes on, he's gonna go stick with the hand check rule. Seems like as soon as you go to the bucket, he's calling it before you get anywhere. So that'll be Richland's 4th team foul. Out top to Chambers. He's hesitant to pull the trigger after halftime with Butterworth. Butterworth on a nice drive to the bucket, gets it to go. Gets the lead to 16. I'd like to see him pull out another bucket or two here. In the post. 3-pointer from the big fella. And you know you're in trouble when the 6'3" sophomore Trevi Hardison pulls up and knocks down a 3. And here goes Butterworth to work and can't get the bucket to go, but he'll go to the line for 2. Now, like you said, where was that in the first half when we were in the bonus?
Right.
You know?
Whether they are getting them, well, never mind. Look up and see that's us with 6 fouls.
Coach Johnson got the eyeball, or Mr. Johnson, the referee's got the eyeball on him down there. And Butterworth makes the first free throw.
You might want to keep an eye on that one.
I'm thinking that the head coach from Richland there may be setting for the remainder of this game if he's going to question the calls.
And we already had said in the first half, he's a very talkative coach.
Oh, yeah. 65-46, 20 seconds to go in the third. Here comes Butterworth on the attack again, kicks to Chambers. Mid-range jumper is good. Chambers showing a little life here second half.
Although you probably would have wanted to squeeze that ball. Oh,
Butterworth with another steal and a lay-in at the other end. Draws the Eagles within 15. Hail Mary. And I wouldn't have been surprised if that one went in as well as they shot it. So at the end of three, it's 65-50 Richland. They did get 3 points into that lead, so they won the quarter. Going to have to pick it up a lot more than that here in the final 8 minutes of this game if they want to make it interesting. They have their opportunities. Richland has cooled down from the perimeter, turned it over a few times. We just haven't been able to capitalize. I like the aggressiveness that Butterworth and Hildebrand and Jones showed there towards the end of that quarter, putting the ball on the floor, attacking the basket, make some nice easy passes. Chambers there at the top of the free throw line for that's his shot. And we just got to continue to make them.
Now, realistically, to make up and pass Richland in the final quarter here, that's a lot to make up,
15
right?
points is a lot.
So at this point, what you start, though, is you look to build on this next game and further, correct?
Got to work on it. Yeah, you should be working on your offense, whether it's, hey, we want to push the tempo, we want to be aggressive, attacking the basket. You know, you look at a game like this. If you can slow them down here in the first 4 minutes and get that down into single digits with 4 minutes to go, that's a different story. But if you're going to trade baskets with them this first 4 minutes of game, you're going to find yourself playing for another day and working on the little things. And
so an approach would be to win the quarter at this point.
Yes, you got to get something positive. You know, you won the third quarter. Now you want to come out and try and win this fourth quarter. Hand off, and they're going to call a block on number 33, and that'll be his third foul.
That's a good call. And we got the ref to call something other than the hand check there, so that's good.
Richland fans are a little upset with the calls being made. Out on top of the Barniak to Parker Hildebrand. He's going to put the ball on the floor and go hard to the bucket. Nice move, but blocked away by Richland. Size a little bit too much for Parker inside there. He had a nice move, though. Good to see a freshman like that show some ability. This is a very, very senior-laden team down there. I mean, after this season, there's a whole lot of guys down there sitting on that bench that are going to have to step on the floor and start to contribute immediately.
So it's good to see Hildebrand playing this well this early.
Right. I mean, he does have the ability, and you do got a nice little tandem there with him and Jordy Jones next year to start out with getting the experience that they've got. And here comes Onder with 7 minutes to go and 4 fouls. He'll come in for Jordy. And then you have you have Dubs and Garrett Barnhart down there, along with two guys that will be seniors, and Mitchell Jenkins and Nate Chambers that both have a nice role. Mitchell usually does get some active minutes in the varsity for his defense, and I won't be surprised if we don't see him down the stretch if things start to tighten up a little bit. And there's a huge mistake by the Eagles. Nobody boxes a shooter on the free throw line. You know, the biggest guy on the floor shoots and hits the back of the iron and gets his own rebound, and they get 2 more attempts here at the foul line. I'm not quite sure where they find these 6'2", 210-pound freshmen, but maybe we're not putting enough in the water around here or something, Les, huh?
I can't say much. My boy will never get to be that height.
Hell, mine didn't either.
Well,
They list him as a generous, like 5'10" down there in the PA announcement, and I always laugh. I say, if you're lucky to get a 5'8", 5'9". I said, you got him listed. Here's Butterworth from deep three, and it is short again. And he's saying he was hit on the elbow, and he kind of looks at Coach or Mr. Johnson, the referee, and shakes his head. But
now, is that maybe a sign of the back-to-back games last night to tonight?
Fatigue, the amount of minutes, absolutely.
I mean, he never comes off the floor.
No, Trey, AJ, and Noah are, and we're gonna get ticky-tacky and call everything now. But you got those three seniors there, and even Barniak plays a ton of minutes as a senior. But Noah Chambers and A.J. Horner and Trey very rarely, unless they're in foul trouble, come off the floor. And they put in their work. And on cue, there's Mitchell Jenkins. I said I wouldn't be surprised to see him get some minutes here for some defense. And he's definitely gotten more aggressive with the ball here the last couple games. He's scored a couple baskets going hard to the bucket. And there he goes. And it's blocked from behind, but I like the aggression. Butterworth pushes the ball up the floor, and Mitchell just puts it on the floor and goes right to the bucket. And, you're one foul away from getting in the bonus where you can get the pace of the game in your favor. On there on the inbounds, and it's blocked. And the size of Richland is really
becoming apparent.
Yes.
It's nice save, but unfortunately, it's just symbolic of the day, I think, so far for the Eagles.
Yeah, just unable to take advantage of anything. And I mean, they're playing hard.
I was going to say, that's not to take anything away from Richland.
No, I mean, from what I see, they're 2-0. I don't know much about the Forest Hills team or whoever their first game was against. I forget, but they're going to call travel on that move. And the coach is still unhappy with a 19-point lead. He's still questioning every call.
Well, a 19-point lead, they could put him in the bus and not worry about it.
Probably not have to worry a whole lot about it. He's on there on the dribble. Pulls up to Barniak. Butterworth to the bucket. Beats his man to the bucket. Nice move to the bucket. We're at 69-52, 17-point lead with 5:40 to go. And the Eagles are still trying to stay in that zone, unable to really match his size, but they're extending out. And here's another three, and he gets the bounce, and that will put him up 20 with 5:25 to go, and that's probably a sign that things aren't going to get a whole lot better before the end of this one. And
it'd be interesting to see where Richland, any opponent that you see like this that's out of conference, you'd see where they end up at the end of the year.
And honestly, I talked to Brett the first night there, and we were talking a little bit about the schedule. And the Eagles' schedule is pretty brutal over the first 10 games with non-conference games that they played. Central Mountain, Quad A, and they're on their uprise. They're going to push State College this year for that district title. Then you have Richland comes in. A nice, easy lay in there for Richland. And then you throw in West Branch, December 30th. On with a shot fake and drive, and he's going to come up short on the lay-in. But I said to Brett that Richland, and there's Jenkins with a hard foul under the bucket, but I said, if the bracket in District 6 AA falls right, there's probably a real good chance that you could see West Branch and Richland play each other in a district championship game. So, it's a measuring stick of where you're at district-wise. And unfortunately, maybe on a different day, shooting-wise, this game be a little different, a little closer, but I'd like to follow along Richland the rest of the year and see how well they actually shoot.
Yeah.
I mean, they definitely can score. In the first two games, they averaged over 60, and they're at 75 tonight, so they're going to raise their average per game up. Onder with the screen from Chambers. Nice pick and roll. Chambers gets the bucket to go. And they'll hit double digits. I mean,
I'd be curious to see if they're that balanced. Like did they switch it up today and go to the perimeter shooting and go away from the inside game, or do they, were they just taking what they were given?
Yeah. Not sure. There's a long pass down court to Onder, and he gets it to go. Tough shot there. Nice game there. I mean, you look at our scoreboard in our league, you get 18 from Onder and Butterworth, and Chambers is 10, which is right now below his normal average for the season. You should be able to win some games in conference with those three putting up those kind of numbers. It's just we're not able to slow Richland right now. Talking to Coach Butterworth during the season, Trey with a nice move to the bucket. We talked about it. He said his biggest concern is defense, and if you look back at the night we played Central Mountain, they shot the ball extremely well. Richland's shooting the ball extremely well. So, you got some guys that can score. Just got a Chambers with another block and a leak out to Butterworth, and Onder is on the break with him, and he goes behind his back. No foul. Could have went either way, I think, but they're going to go with the no call, and then they're going to call that one there, which appeared to be a clean block, but as an Eagle fan, we'll take that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I didn't hear from Brett today, but I'm thinking that if he checked in and I didn't tell him the score, and I said, Butterworth and Onder are up around 20 points, and Chambers is at 10. He'd probably think we're winning by about 20.
Well, as you said, that's why they play this game. The tough out of conference opponents. That you figure the next game they have coming out certainly shouldn't look like a team like Richland, and you're that much more conditioned to play a team.
Yeah, and who knows how the Eagles season will go? This is definitely a very tough opponent. They seem to be very, very well coached and very disciplined, and Butterworth with the pass to Onder, and he's going to no foul on that one, and I think the referees are going to put the whistle away and call it a day maybe. Turnover by Richland.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure of that. I understand letting some things go, but there's still 2 minutes left. I mean, a foul is a foul, but I understand. Well, no, I don't, but.
And could have probably called some contact there, and Butterworth goes hard to the bucket. He's got himself a Bald Eagle varsity career high. His former high was 20 last year down at 21, I believe, down at Shikellamy, and he's at 24. But a lot of this could be fatigue.
See, that's what I mean.
When you call her like just like that, the last drive, I thought there was plenty of contact that you could have called, and then you go there and the guy sticks his hand up, and we're quick to blow a hand check when he's getting to the bucket. And the Richland fans are still Butterworth misses the front end of the 101.
I was going to say they still have most of their starters, but I remember you saying they have a lot of kids they didn't bring a lot of kids with them, and the ones they did, some of them are banged up.
Well, 6 of those kids dressed and played the entire JV game, and the other 6 dressed nothing but varsity, and then Butterworth on a leak out with a nice pass back to Barniak, and those are the ones you got to make right there. I mean, you cannot give away free ones. And there's an easy lay-in. Barniak will walk it up the floor.
It's a high-scoring game, though. I can tell you that. Both sides.
Butterworth on the move. Can't get that one to fall, and they're going to. So with 30 seconds to go, you're going to call the little slapper. Here's some grumbling. It's pretty quiet in here. You can hear a lot being said. You hear the grumbling of the away fans who have the 19-point lead. And maybe they're just anxious to get back on the road for that long ride home.
Yeah.
Get themselves a little afternoon snack on the way home.
I think a lot of it has to do with they're going to miss the kickoff of the Army-Navy game.
Yeah.
Yep.
I forgot about the Army-Navy game. I'll probably catch a few minutes of that. And Chambers with another rebound. Outlets to Butterworth. Nice pass across to Honor, and he's going to get called for the travel. Coach Butterworth looks.
He looks like he's ready for the Army-Navy game, too.
Yeah. He's probably thinking, maybe tonight would be a nice night to have a relaxing beverage and lay on the couch.
That's
and
right.
Catch some football and kind of let this one go. And our final from Bald Eagle is 83-64 Richland. This broadcast has been brought to you by the Eagle Ambassadors, live streamed on YouTube at Eagle Ambassadors, youtube.com/user/BEA Ambassadors. Thanks to all the sponsors out there for the Eagle Ambassadors, and thanks to my sidekick for the day, Mr. Les Barnhart. It's always enjoyable. I'm much better off up here. I learned to bite my tongue a lot more less as a parent. It's tough to sit down there and watch this sometimes. So
Indeed.
it was a pleasure. Everyone have a safe trip home and have a good day.